Remix. 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 Remix.
Oh, yeah. Welcome. This is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Power Media, in case you didn't know. We about to set it off for you. Yes, this is that boom back breakfast. And I can't do it by myself. I am the ear doctor, though. But let me bring on the host with the most, straight from the East Coast. He goes by the name of Dr. Jared.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, man? What's up, world? What's up, remixers? How's everybody doing?
Good. I'm on my international. We're gonna do some. I'm gonna be on my international today. I would really like to be on international, but I woke up and realized that I ain't had no more coffee left. Ran down to the legal drugstore, CVS. They was closed. Went by a McDonald's. They was closed. Listen, I am in the hood. And then I wound up going to the gas station to get some goddamn Folgers. And I felt like I'm in the 80s. This is not the best part of waking up.
That's terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry. Folgers is garbage.
Ugh. Like it got crack rock crystals in it.
Yeah. And where's McDonald's closed? You might really be in
my
hood.
Neighborhood. Exactly.
That's how you know you're there when McDonald's is closed.
It's like, we're not open yet. I'm like, what? I was like, they probably ain't have enough people working. Couldn't open. I get it. A lot of people ain't trying to work, especially at a McDonald's for what, $5?
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at not wanting to work there. That's wild. Yeah, I'm with Elon on that one. That's wild.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, having done that kind of work, it's not sweet. So I'm not mad at people not wanting to do it, but
nah, it's not.
The fact that they're still closed, yeah, we don't support McDonald's. Alex. We're with you. It was desperation. I'm not even mad at him.
I just wanted a black coffee. I got my creamer at home and everything. I just wanted a black coffee.
In fact, the last time I went to McDonald's was just to get coffee. I don't go there either, but out of desperation,
got to do what you got to do.
You know.
So how's your week going? How's your students treating you?
The students always, mostly. I mean, there's always one or two, whatever little minor little things here and there, but for the most part, students always great, and we had a lively discussion, the routine lively discussion that comes up over the efficacy of black capitalism as a solution, and.
So that's the whole generational wealth talk and all that stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, and in fact, one of my students said that exact phrase, which I always take as an alert that when I hear it, I take it as we're losing the podcast game, because that's an earn your leisure, that's a 50 what is it, $100,000 worth of $1 million worth of game. That's that kind of talk, and it to me, whenever I hear it, it's just a sign that there's a lack of understanding of how this thing works. But he sure did say that, yeah.
With that said, how do you prepare for your kids, your next generation? Because I think a lot of people are just thinking when they hear that phrase, like, all right, let me stack and make sure my kids are all right.
No, I get it. Right. But the point I'm trying to make always is that really the best way that we can prepare for a future for our children is to try to redirect how the society works. We can't keep trying to personally do it on our own. So Yeah, in the family, like we're having a talk in our household about how, as our oldest prepares for college, we're setting her up so that she won't have student loans. She will, relative to my wife and me, she's going to inherit a little bit of property one day. She's going to inherit. So, and that's great. I mean, but that's because we live a relatively privileged and rare experience. But if we're talking about the Black community, what I'm doing for my family, what my wife is doing for our family is irrelevant. What you're doing for yours is irrelevant. What everyone, so we have to be, what I keep saying is we have to learn how the economy works and go for that public policy adjustment to redistribute the wealth being created. But it's easier and more encouraged through routine messaging to tell people just focus on getting yours, and that's the solution for everyone. And that doesn't do anything but put us in competition with each other. Which, by the way, you know, and I got to get caught up on this, it had me thinking about some of how we're put in competition with each other, a lot of it, because some of it came up yesterday, where, and earlier this week, where Black students will feel some kind of way about being in competition with other parts of the African diaspora, with Latin America, for employment and jobs. And I keep trying to refocus the attention on the accumulated wealth and who's doing the hiring. And then just as I think I learned yesterday about the collapsing bridge here in Maryland, the Francis Scott Key Bridge going down, that the only people to die were the 6 Latino workers who for some reason did not get the warning that the cars got that shut down the bridge. So when the Mayday warning went out, authorities shut down traffic on the bridge, which is why, relatively speaking, there was relatively no damage done. But the only people to not get word were the Latino workers. So and I have another one when we get to the news, but the trifling, quote unquote, pun intended, dark humor was, now are you mad that these people took your job?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, these are the folks, these are the jobs people are getting. This is how people on those jobs are treated.
Yeah.
And we're fighting with each other over that, as opposed to focusing on who hired and put them there and then somehow couldn't get the warning to them. Nah, man. So
how you feel about this Baltimore this Baltimore mayor? I know you and Kim Brown stay up that way. So
Good morning, everybody.
good morning, Kim. I'd have to defer to Kim on this one and others. I don't pay nearly enough attention to Baltimore city politics for this one.
I think per Baltimoreans, I mean, I don't know. Baltimore never really has good options for mayor, right? Brandon Scott used to be part of the city council and had I wouldn't say radical, but let's say really progressive sort of posture on the city council. But then when he got elected mayor, you know, he had to straighten up and be the mayor. He can't be, doing all this radical shit. So I don't know. I mean,
did they get the mini Obama thing where I can't just be the mayor of Black Baltimore, I got to be the mayor of all of Baltimore?
Well, he does what these Black elected officials tend to do. Definitely finger wags the poor, and how come you parents aren't taking care of your kids, and we gonna get a hold of these wild kids, by any means necessary, that kind of shit.
Speaking of wild kids and taking care of their kids, Kamal K. Franklin.
Yo, Big Papa. Good morning.
I ended on
a positive.
Was it though? That's what I'm saying. You gotta kind of look a little kind of like, was it?
The wild kids, taking care of the wild kids. You saying my kids ain't got no
I said, speaking of somebody that takes care of their kids.
You said wild kid.
Yeah, that was first.
About wild. Wild was
I said, speaking of wild kids and somebody that takes care of their kids.
Your kids ain't wild though, son. Why are you calling them wild?
Or maybe he was saying you were a wild kid. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It was a little bit, you got to bob and weave your way into that greeting.
I love you, man. This is my second breakfast for you. You know what I'm saying?
I love you, bro.
Love you. Oh, there you go. There you go.
I've been watching those Tyson training videos. You got to come in. He still got that movement. You got to come in like that.
He's gonna get knocked the fuck out. I'm setting him up. Fight. If it's a real fight, his 58-year-old ass is gonna get knocked the fuck out. I don't care what kind of shape he in. He should not be fighting.
I hope not. I don't like this arrogant white boy. I want Tyson to knock his jaw sideways.
How old is this white boy? He's like, how old is he?
28.
27. So
He's
27.
28,
Tyson
yeah.
the fuck out.
So this is the closest I felt in a long time to that sort of we need this for the community type of thing. Like
It is white privilege too.
Tyson, even with the age gap, Tyson, if he gets knocked out or even just loses, this is a bad look.
Is this guy a professional
all of
fighter
us.
too?
No.
Isn't he a professional
He's
fighter?
trying to be, but
Yes.
no.
Professional
Oh,
social media guy.
oh,
He
he's
started on
gonna get
social
knocked
media
the
and then
fuck out.
started. Now, what I've been apparently he's been taking it as seriously as someone can, doing it this way. And I think he's finally beaten his first actual boxer. The other people he was fighting were
Who did he beat?
now.
He actually
now I'm
beat
not saying
somebody with a name, and I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I
Who
can't remember
was
it either. It wasn't like he's beating. He's always catching people way out of their prime, way out of their.
yeah.
So he's not a professional fighter. He's basically a social media dude. Or he's
But-
gonna get knocked the fuck.
But it's
out.
white
Well-
privilege. I mean, the fact that this dude gets to step in front of the line of all these other boxers that wish they could have boxed Mike Tyson just because.
How much money he's on?
Well, nowadays, no real fighter would fight Tyson, and this is what the fighting
Yeah.
community apparently is saying, because they're saying if you win, you've just beaten up an old legend, and if
Yeah.
you lose, you've ruined your career. So
But this is okay. Yes, I would.
that's what
agree.
I'm just seeing on YouTube.
No.
That's all I know. Like
No,
I'm
no,
not in the
no.
fighting community, and the fighting
I'm
community
more.
seems to be saying this and they also seem to agree, including Teddy Atlas, who used to train Tyson, that Tyson will win, but particularly if it happens early. If somehow Jake Paul starts making this go 6, 7, 8 rounds, he is damn near 60. Tyson can't keep.
Yeah,
But
you
in
gotta
those
do it
short
early.
moments, I'm not standing in front of that.
And that's what Tyson's
No,
known
sir.
for, a quick And it's
Not
over.
even. Tyson was known for them haymakers, them
Yeah.
one hitter quitters. Like, if he hits you on that. Oh my God! Did you guys see that video of Vince Young getting knocked the fuck out? Sorry, I just
No.
thought about that. Never mind.
The football player?
The football player,
No.
Who got knocked out?
Vince
Oh, we
Young.
might have to. I got a video too. We might have to have a whole silly video segment.
Oh.
We because I got one too that like. But I'll look for that. Let's get the video.
Listen to us. We're all bloodthirsty. I just finished a book about the Roman Empire, and like them niggas was so awful in their bloodthirstiness and their entertainment. And I'm like, look at me.
What drew you to that?
Things ain't
Because I'm trying to learn my enemy.
Ooh.
Wow. Look at Kim. Look at that intellectual warfare. I see you outside.
That's so I found video if we want. I don't know if we want to wait to actually slap the map or do it now or whatever.
Oh my
But
goodness. Yeah, let's do a whole. Let's do the segment, and when we come back, and we could just.
Before we slap the map, right? Because that's not real news. Or
That-
could we,
oh,
would you prefer?
it is
I think-
news.
Producer,
I think she
producer.
does.
What do you want, producer?
I just think I told you. I said that we could do
You don't
a
listen.
break, and then Kim, did you hear what I said?
No, but
But your interpretation skills.
No, we want more people to come in here. We want
Okay.
people to call up and tell a friend to tell a friend.
Oh.
Come on in. We got
Is that
some
how that
things we
works?
want to see. And people are just getting settled down. They got their coffee. I hope they ain't got this Folgers because this shit is nasty.
that stuff is terrible.
But yeah, we're gonna let them come on in, and then we're gonna get right into it. That's cool with you, Kamal? Cool with
Yeah, you the
Jared?
boss, son. You the boss. You the boss.
I don't like
You
boss.
got to
I
get
like-
that Sweeties coffee in your cup.
I prefer leader than boss, but you know.
thank you, leader.
Good to
That
do
sounds
that.
very North Korean. I feel. Are you dear leader on top of that? Like,
I'm the leader of the pack, like UTFO, man. Stop playing. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to our. Damn, I ain't even got it ready. Talk to him some more about your great life.
Well, I'm just gonna say, get some Sweeties in your cup, and I want to, and I keep forgetting to. I actually do want to reach out and see if we can legit make an arrangement to promote her coffee because I actually am a fan and drink it.
I am disappointed that Kamau does not luxuriate more in Ethiopian coffee. The first time I drank Ethiopian coffee, I realized that I had never previously drank coffee before. I said, "Oh, this is coffee. this is coffee." And
Ethiopians
Kamau don't
love
even
you.
be appreciating.
No. I'm here for the
Come out
caffeine.
spoiled.
Yeah.
He's here for the caffeine.
I'm here for the caffeine.
He's
No matter-
Americanized.
That
Yeah.
Ethiopian
Yeah,
coffee.
that's true too. Yeah. Told y'all, bodega. If you put Ethiopian coffee in front of me and Dunkin' Donuts, you know what I'm going for.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Ooh, no class.
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
I
Is it
think
get
Dunkin'-
around?
That's why I said, but it's true. But it's true.
Woo.
Word.
Yeah. No, you're right. I got no class. Yeah.
None.
You
Yeah.
like school on a Sunday, man.
Yeah,
No
no
class.
All right, let's go ahead and get to it right here. Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's good, everybody? Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. I'll go by the name of the Ear Doctor. And yes, please make sure if you're just getting in here to hit that like button and tell somebody, listen, the show is on. It's live. Also, go subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, drop some change in the bucket. Also, you can drop something right here, and we would very much appreciate it. And with that said, yeah, man, we rocking out today on our international tip. You know, I was like, let me do some international music and stuff like that. And one of our good remixers sent me somebody I should check out. So I'm giving an artist spotlight. With that said, let me get my visuals together here since I'm doing an artist spotlight. There we go. All right, so now we got that straight. Let's go ahead and get to this artist spotlight. Now, this artist spotlight is on a group called Bongo Maffin. Yes, and Leia Bogg said, listen, could you put this on? And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead. You always come through. You know little something about music. So let me put y'all on, let y'all hear a little bit of it. Tell me what y'all think. Let's go right here. And this is called Mari Ye Fea. I know I messed that up. All right. That's a little something there for you. Just give y'all a little taste. You know what I'm saying? And really, it's a South African music group. They do what you would call Kwaito. And it's comes from a Zimbabwe-born DJ by the name of DJ Jasi in Johannesburg. This came in 1996. They released their first studio album, Leaders of the Digong. And yeah, they got some more albums. They got like about 4 or 5, more than that. But this is South African, like a mix of house and African music. So you can go check that out when you get a chance. Right here. This is the Remix Morning Show. So let's get back to the crew. You know how we do. Let's do it.
Yo, man. Yesterday, you did Lisa. Let me tell you something. I know you're not allowed to talk about breastises no more.
She.
I know that's not something you do no more. But when I saw that video, what was the video? When she was in the pink outfit?
Oh,
Was it head to toe?
Head to toe.
Was that head to toe?
With the headband?
Yeah, with the headband.
Yes.
I don't know how old I was, but I was done. I was done.
He's about
I mean,
25.
I was not no damn 25. I was not no 25.
You know he's born in the 40s. Stop playing.
I could not have been.
Yeah.
No way.
I'm sorry.
No way.
My bad.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
man.
I mean, but you wasn't like a child, though. I mean, let's be
I was a
clear.
teenager. I was a teenager.
You and Lisa probably was not that far off in age at that
Nah,
time.
Yeah.
You might
I'm
be
just
older.
saying. Just saying. That's all I
What
remember.
years did we talk? This is mid 80s, right? Early
I
mid
was a
80s, right?
teenager in the mid 80s.
Yeah, I was.
Was you?
So
I
how
was in
old
20
Lisa?
I was in 18. I was in 20 until 87.
Okay. And what year did Head to Toe come out? I'm guessing 86, 85?
At 19. I was allowed to still
Yeah, you was.
appreciate
Yeah, you
a
was.
video woman with pink
And I was
on.
only, I was a
I'm
little
not
younger than that, but
condemning
yeah,
the
still.
appreciation for Lisa. I mean, the appreciation for Lisa is well understood. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that all I remembered is that there was a moment in time where I could not get enough of that video.
Mhm. Yes.
You know, I just saw an update video about Jane Kennedy. Speaking of old crushes, shout out to Jane Kennedy.
Ooh.
Yeah. I forgot how much. I was like, wow, I really like, because I knew everything that they were talking about in the video. So I was like, wow, I really did like Jane Kennedy as a kid.
Hey, speaking of Jane, I seen her last night.
Yeah, she's still
on my
yeah.
black exploitation. What is it? Movies? What is it called again?
Blaxploitation.
Blaxploitation movies. Watching let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Mhm.
And she was at the beginning. She was in it. George Foreman,
That's right.
JJ, everybody. I mean,
Are we allowed to
Ozzie
watch
Davis.
those? Are we
That's what I'm
allowed?
saying. Bill
Oh,
Cosby
yeah.
has ruined
Alright,
so
okay.
much.
I
of
know.
the
That's
culture.
what I'm
Oh.
saying.
But still, that was one of the best movies of all
Oh,
time.
no
Yes, it
doubt.
was.
And Uptown Saturday Night. Like,
Uptown Saturday Night, yeah.
yo.
But you know what though?
The
In
soundtrack was
Tume-
produced by Curtis Mayfield and Staple Singers sang it. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
yeah.
But
Which
do
one
you
had the
know
big
that?
chase scene? I'm sorry, Jared. Which one
No,
had the
go
big
ahead,
chase
go
scene?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
So
ahead.
Let's Do It Again or Uptown? The big
Let's
chase
do it
scene.
again. Let's do it again.
Come on, that was fantastic. That was so well done. Yeah.
Mhm.
All those
Terry
movies were
Belafonte.
dope to me.
Mhm.
But Mtume Gant on the last time he was on the show with me kind of messed me up a little bit because he said those films were the only films where Sidney Poitier worked with a black director because it was him.
I'm sure.
Mm.
Oh,
He,
wow.
he apparently had an issue. He was not working with black directors, which was wild to, but just yeah, that was wild. Go Kamal. I guess you don't have to Google his wife.
No.
You're not doing
I'm
it.
sure on
Okay.
the set, like behind the scenes, all the
Okay.
white wives were behind as they were
Oh, they
making
were all
the black movie.
The white wife green room.
all the white wife green room. It's like, don't come on the set, baby. You stay here. You stay here.
All the black women actresses come.
All the black women actresses
Shit.
who actually at that time probably had black husbands, but all the white
Yeah.
except for Diane Carroll.
Yeah, she was too bougie for that.
Yeah, she all the way. You knew that right away. First time you saw Diane Carroll, you were like, she gonna marry that man. She got
Oh damn!
yeah.
Even though she was with old boy in Claudine.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
You mean outside the movie?
In real life?
Yeah. Well,
No,
not,
you
not-
mean the movie.
not in the movie. In the movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. That's, oh yeah.
movie.
Again,
shout
all
out-
time classic though. All time.
Shout out to one of my exes though that said she used to say she used to mess. Her joke was that when she would see a black woman with a white man, she would always like salute with like she got hers, and then she would joke with me like I'm working my way. She was like, "You're my intermediary step."
You're the next step.
She was
After
like-
you, it's gonna be Brad.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "I went from Tyrone to Jared. Now I'm gonna get me a Brad."
That's
Yeah,
right.
She was like, "I'm a fade out." I was like, that every time she would be like, "She got hers." I was like, "Damn."
Yo, speaking of Bill Cosby, I'm doing a pizza party for my kids today at the school, and I was thinking of playing a
isn't-
movie.
I wanted for the transition. Yeah, I'm looking for the transition. Go ahead.
And I wanted
Bills and pizza, kids.
no,
What?
yeah, I wanted to play Fat Albert. It's a good cartoon with always morals. Brown Hornet comes on and Tweeter. Oh, come here.
You're
I
not
mean,
allowed
all
to
that.
do Fat Albert no more either. No.
Come on, we can't do Fat Albert. That
I'm
was
sure.
I did stop in our house. We used to watch Fat Albert all the time. That was a staple for me and the kids. I love Fat Albert. I reconnected with it. But when all this really started to emerge, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do
I
it.
don't think my kids know who Fat Albert is, to be real. So that's like that. Because I think when his
believe that.
shit hit, it was just like, so they never, if there were reruns on, that got fastly taken off. And then for the young people, that looks so old to them, they're not looking at it anyway. So
So what's a good black cartoon I can play for the kids? It's
Well, there
like-
was the other one, the newer version. Remember, there was Little Bill for a while, which is a newer, good black cartoon that was about Bill Cosby when he was a kid.
I
that
never
don't work
saw it.
neither.
Yeah, my kids used to watch that too, and so we had to like all of that got
Didn't
Yeah.
Eddie try to do a project thing?
Oh, that was terrible.
That was terrible, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah.
PJs.
The
It was like
PJs. You ever watched the
claymation.
PJs?
I never
watched
watched
the
the
PJs.
I have a feeling the PJs probably held up pretty well. If you go back and watch them, you'll probably find them funny.
Okay.
The only other black cartoon I can think of is the Boondocks.
I was thinking
Yeah.
of Boondocks.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
think I
yet.
could sort of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders to the.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you
Well,
can have.
first of all, I'm sure the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders have already seen the Boondocks. Would be my guess. But
So I got to figure out something. There's going to be another one of these white cartoons. I got to show them.
There's got to be more that.
or Thundercats. Hello. Throw
Yeah.
some
Static
the
Shock.
Thundercats.
Somebody said Bebe's kids. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
No, Baby's Kids. But that wasn't on for that long, though.
man,
right?
shout out to Robin Harris. He was hilarious.
He was
You
hilarious.
guys think about that. Look at the black shows that got greenlit on regular TV. A Baby's Kids, a PJs. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, yo,
No.
we didn't lack for black programming at a certain point.
Yeah. Even the sitcoms. I was watching Wife and the Kids with
Right.
what's her name? That was a good
Mhm.
show with morals and everything, showing a strong family together. You don't have those.
Oh,
shows
somebody
no
pointed
more.
out the Proud Family.
Proud Family. There
I've
you
kind of
go.
seen that in passing.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Half, yeah.
Yeah, the ones with the blue bully girls that always try to fight her. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
Kid and Play have a cartoon?
They did back in the day.
They did. Yeah.
Oh,
It-
wow.
Everybody had a cartoon. Hammer had a cartoon.
The Jackson 5 cartoon. Y'all remember that?
Now that I
the
watched, I
Jackson
remember
5
that.
Snap.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Maybe I could take them back and watch the Jackson 5
Oh
cartoon.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
well-
good. Yeah.
One of my
Mhm.
YouTube videos I could show that I like to show people. All right, big up to Piper Carter who came on a rec shop yesterday, sending in
Thank you.
$19.99. I keep saying BPM needs to get these animators and produce cartoons and children's and youth programming. I feel you. We started off with that. We had a show for the kids, but what happened was
Lasted like a week. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Had a
saw
better deal.
that
It was a couple-
gentleman.
it was a
deal.
couple.
Eric,
Had a
that
better
guy
deal.
actually got nominated for something. I saw it on the news. What's the name of the show?
Uncle Devin's show.
Uncle Devin. It got don't ask me what it got nominated for, but I saw it mentioned. I said, "Hey, Uncle
Man,
Devin."
Devin, it was one of those to me unfortunate, but I understand why he had to move on from here. And it's one of those. I mean, there's no way he could be doing it. It just wasn't like he's trying to. But I really appreciated what he was. Yeah, I don't even. I'm struggling, but I was. But I was.
I feel like the inferences are there, and I kind of understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
even
I
though you
mean,
have not said it.
Yeah, but I loved him. I used to take my kids to see him on a number of occasions when he was when I understood him to be doing more local shows, and my kids were younger. Now they, and I thought what he did was fantastic. So I thought, I mean, he's dope. He deserves whatever he's getting. So, but so shout out to him.
Well, remixers, thanks for the suggestions in the chat room. I will keep that in mind, and I'll figure out something to play for him later, and I'll check you on the next
The
break.
reaction to Leia Boggs' musical suggestion, really quick. I wanted to say that was dope.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
dope. That was very good. I was really impressed.
Yeah, it's a lot of African and South African music coming out now. That's, like I said, bringing people back on the dance floor. They wasn't dancing. They don't dance no more, but now they do. So big
Good.
up.
That's
All right,
what's up.
we out.
Hey, just real quick before we slap the map, I had lunch. What's today? On Tuesday with Vernon, the eponymous Vernon of the Vernon philosophy. So shout out to Vern and all that he continues to indirectly contribute to this platform and to our analyses. But Vern is real, and Vern is doing relatively well
Good.
and hanging in there. But like most people from our generation, he's not the IG. Some folks were asking, well, where's the pictures? And I was like, we don't. Some of us do gather without taking selfies all the
Without
time.
taking the self-work.
We don't take
It's always
pictures of
weird.
our
But
food every
Jared,
time and all that.
If you didn't take a selfie, were you really there? Like, did it
Exactly.
actually happen?
That's
A
what
tree
I'm saying.
falls in the woods. Like, this is what this 21st century shit is now. Like, if you didn't take a picture, if you didn't document it, you didn't really do that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And you didn't really care about it.
Mhm.
Is the
Oh
other
wow.
inference.
Is that
That's
the
the other
really?
inference. Yeah, that's the way I
Wow.
take it. It's like, it's like you didn't take pictures. Like
You just was in the conversation,
you
and you
just
didn't.
had a conversation and sat together and
I'm like,
talked
you're just
for a
gonna
minute.
rely on your memory that this happened?
So,
Okay, I have a complaint.
uh-oh.
What's this background shit with all this remix? It looks like a Halloween show. It's bothering me. It's just too
You
much
had to
remix popping
you
up.
got to
Don't
take
you
it
see
up
it?
with
No, I
I
know.
see it.
I know it's the producer, but does that all this orange in the back? There, that's better. What was it before? Wasn't that?
It has I mean, I think it's fly. I see what you're
That's
saying.
better.
It
Yeah.
has
Ah.
the Halloween. I could see it has a Halloween feel to it.
Yeah, this one I like better. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Is that your analyses or analysis? Tomato, tomato.
Who says analyses?
I say analyses if I'm speaking plurally.
Plurally. ES.
My analysis. Yeah.
My
of the
analysis
situation.
or my analyses. Is that not correct? I may be
That's
wrong.
how
in
I
doing
took
that.
I
it.
don't know.
thought
I
it
never.
was.
Yeah.
But even if it's not correct, it is our duty to bastardize this colonial language. So
True.
That's what I be saying.
we make
But
it so. And that's
you're
why I
not
be
doing
with you,
it-
ear doctor. I'm like, mispronounce the fuck out of all this shit. Like, who cares?
Sometimes.
Well, you're a lawyer. Oh, wow. Jeez.
Damn.
I mean, well, go ahead then. Slap it then.
Whew. My bad. Let me just push the mic away.
But you're a loyal. Continue, Kim. My bad. I didn't know you still talking.
Nah. I'm good. I'm good. Slap
I'm
them
with you,
out.
Kim. Yeah, I like. Look, I'm tipping the mic over.
All right. Knock my shit down.
Yeah, knock it down.
Y'all going on strike?
Exactly.
Nah, since we
Slap
slap
the
the
mat.
mat, slap the
It's
mat
fear.
then.
Let me call Piper and some other people if y'all don't want to be on.
It's-
Greetings and welcome to the Remix Morning Show, exclusive on Black Power Media. Today is Thursday, March the 28th. I think close enough, even if it isn't. It's almost March the 28th, or maybe whatever. I might be right. Regardless, I appreciate you guys joining us on this Remix Friday, actually Thursday, but we appreciate y'all spending the entire week hanging out with your Remix Morning Show crew. My name is Kim. We got Jared and Kamal, Ear Doctor back there. Kind of being a jerk this morning. I don't, I love you, Ear Doctor, but you're giving me real Scorpio energy today. And I have to say, I do not dig it. I'm not digging it. I love you, and I'm not digging it. So anyway, thank you, remixers. We are digging you being in here hundreds strong on a daily basis. So please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, or go on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Black Power Media, in order to keep this support going for this awesome, awesome platform. Good morning, brothers.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
So
All right,
I
what
do.
videos
Yeah,
you
go
got?
ahead.
No.
So shout out to Erica who did provide us with a lot of serious and appropriate stories.
Serious things.
But we are starting with this. I did pull up the Vince Young, so I didn't want to put this on her. I want to give her space to be associated with the good work that she's doing as opposed to this trifling lowbrow affair.
Here we go. We start.
Here
Is this
we
what we're
go.
doing? Knockout videos to start the shows. But hey,
So
Is there
I
any
haven't
setup to this
seen
that
it.
we know about?
I have none. It just says Vince Young gets in a fight at a bar, knocked out cold.
so this
I
did
don't
happen
know.
in Texas.
Okay.
I think I unfortunately I can't remember, was it outside of Austin or outside of Dallas or where?
And this is Vince Young, the former quarterback, right?
That's
The former
right.
quarterback, the Rose Bowl
Yeah.
winning
Like on the
Didn't-
last play or something.
on the last play.
What is widely regarded as the best, championship football game, college
Mhm,
football
mhm.
game. And this dude is like 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's enormous. And this video is going to show y'all that size is not everything.
Nope. Here we go. There's no sound, so
Is that him in the black?
it looks like it.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So I think you're looking for the person in the white hat. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh,
mm.
like everybody's grabbing on each other. This is when people who don't really know how to fight. Like this is how we really fight. Everybody's like doing a little grabbing, a little pushing, and someone might
Grappling?
go yeah, more grappling than anything.
So, what TMZ reported is that this fight erupted over a discussion of race at the bar.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a sucker punch though.
Ooh.
And apparently, on that day,
Okay.
Damn.
A sucker punch too. Like the dude didn't see it coming. Wasn't like a way he was.
Well,
gonna be
so
able to
that's the
protect himself.
thing. That's the thing. He doesn't see it.
Watch.
He does
Bam.
not see it.
He
Damn.
got snuck.
Yeah.
He does not see it, and that's always.
Yeah, you can't
So-
protect yourself from that.
In addition to Warrior Class, the other part of YouTube that I do go to from time to time is the fight community on YouTube, the fighting science community. And one of the things that comes up all the time is, does size matter? Pun intended or whatever. No pun intended, whatever. And a lot of times, like, in fact, there was this one video I saw where there was this big muscle bodybuilder dude and he's talking to a smaller boxer dude and they're having a friendly podcast debate about what would happen if they actually fought. And the muscle dude is like, he was like, how much do you weigh? Dude was like about 150, 160, small dude. And he was like, man, I will crush you. And the dude was like, but you've never been punched by someone who actually knows how to punch. And the boxer dude was like, if we get into a fight, I will wash you. He was like, he was like, your muscles don't matter. And then some of the experts do remind you that, like, you can lift all the weights you want, but your jaw, your temple, your
That ain't getting
knuckles, the joints, your
Right.
nose, I mean, your eyes, like it's your neck, your throat, like you can't bench press for your jawline or whatever.
Right.
So, and then if you don't see it,
Mm.
and again, shout out to Trenton, New Jersey's Mark Murray, because I was standing in front of him with gloves on and never saw the punch and had to grab onto the railing. To this day, I'll never forget that. If you don't see that, Joe, I was standing in front of him looking at him too. If you don't, and that's why I was like, I can't fight you. Because I was like, that's it. That's it. Take the gloves off. We leaving. That's it. Because if you can't see it, that's the real problem.
Yeah.
And
But in
then,
your case, though, you were like, you guys were about to box.
I mean, we had gloves on. We were in front of
you
each
just
other.
missed- I mean, that's a legitimate, but that's legitimate.
And that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
though. But my point is, even when you're looking at him, if you don't see it,
yeah, you can't.
it will fuck you up. And then if you really don't see it,
Yeah, what we call a sucker punch, right? Like you
Sucker
take a
punch,
punch
yeah.
because you know, like what you got an open shot basically. But I mean, I agree that a professional, but you always got to give some due diligence to weight. Because somebody could just fall on you. If somebody just falls on you before you get the punch off, or like they're like covering you and smothering you, and they got strength, that does. I mean, I think 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, that some kind of real size advantage does matter in that respect. Which is why boxing even has weight categories, right? Because you can't have some 220 dude fighting some 130 dude and acting like 9 out of 10 times that's going to be a fair fight. Yeah, every now and then someone's going to he's going to do them up, but for the most part, if you've been sized and you one-on-one squaring up with that same white boy, they one-on-one with each other, for the most part. It's like what was Cam Newton? Cam Newton took on like 8 people. None of them could put good punches.
and as they said, the hat
all
didn't even
time.
come off.
The hat didn't even come off.
I can't recall. Does MMA do weight class? I don't think so. Do they?
Yeah,
I don't think they do. They do.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm almost sure they would. You know what?
I'm
Now
almost
that-
sure you're right too, though. I think
you
you're
got
right.
to
Yeah, you got to be right.
because that's the thing. If two trained people get in front of each other and one is 20 to 30 pounds heavier, that's going to be a problem for the smaller person. So that's the thing. Like, so the context I was talking about with that podcast, they were talking about in a street fight where the
Mhm.
muscle bound dude is talking to somebody and he's like, and the dude is like, you've never been hit by an actual boxer who knows what he's doing. He was like, you can't bench press for your jaw
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and I will
What a
knock your
statement.
ass out.
That's just a statement of fact. You cannot bench press for your
Yeah.
jaw.
I know, I like that. So that's-
Mayo Leak sending in $20 as a toasted bread colored brother myself.
Oh, damn.
Oh wow.
I love the all light skinned cast today.
He must be new to the crew. He's like,
Damn.
we are.
We're hyped as hell to see the Tyson fight. That YouTube kid. Wow.
Khaki Club. They used to that
said
hashtag
khaki
khaki
club.
club. God damn.
Man, y'all, we is just 2 steps away from Jack and Jill over here, man. Like,
Listen, all the greats, Huey P,
hey,
Malcolm
wait,
X.
wait,
All the greats.
wait.
Easy.
It's always the defending that gets it worse.
Flag
That makes it
Don't
on the
do that.
flag. Whoa.
Now I'm really leaving. Don't do that.
I remember
Yikes.
Julian Bond had a hilarious joke on Saturday Night Live. Like he was doing some fake interview, and then at some point he said something like, "Yeah, I think of Garrett Morris." He was like, "I know nobody in the chat knows who these people are."
I know who Garrett
I
Morris
said in the
is,
chat,
legend.
Garrett Morris was interviewing him about something. He's like, "Yeah, that's why light skinned black people lead the race." And he's like, he said it like code like that, and just kept on going whatever he was saying.
Yeah,
So it's like, oh shit.
Shout out to Garrett Morris. And,
big up
and
Garrett Morris. I think Garrett
and-
Morris is still with us, by the way.
Yeah,
Dear
he
Doctor, you
is.
need to do a special. I think you've done Garrett Morris before, but I can't remember. But yeah.
because he was talking, he's been sharing more recently what happened with him in the Martin show, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Like they did
Oh,
him
I
dirty,
don't know.
fired him while he was recovering from getting shot in the hospital.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
Who
Yeah.
shot Garrett Morris?
I think he got robbed back in the day, and he
I kind of remember that now.
Yeah, and he said literally in his hospital bed they let him know we will not be moving forward.
Renewing
with
your contract,
character.
Martin.
So I always thought I was.
Wait, was
I
that the
remember
Martin or the Jamie Foxx show?
Martin show because he
Martin?
was
He was on
because
both,
Garrett.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
John-
both.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
Martin. Yeah,
Martin.
I'm sorry, but because what I always thought the show took a slight step down when they took him out of that radio setting where Garrett was his boss at the radio station, which I thought was a perfect sort of setup for a comedy show about with a comedian. Like it's a good second set from the house. But real quick, shout out late great Julian Bond. No disrespect, but one time he did get on a plane sitting in front of me on a flight, and I gently leaned over before we took off and said just an honor to whatever I said, something like thank you for your work, thank you for your service, one of them kind of things, and he kind of was like,
Leave me
all right.
alone.
And then it
Hit
was
you with
kind
a
of like
nigga
that.
Hit you
Yeah,
with a nigga
it was kind of like he was like, all right, thing. And then a flight attendant came and quickly got him and said, we're out of respect to you, we're moving you up to first class. So I was like,
Oh, so you won't be
pretty cool.
bothered by the peasants like
So you won't be
Jared.
bothered by the rank and file,
Rabble.
the rabble, because
claim to be
nobody in
speaking on
first class
behalf.
gonna give a fuck.
Damn.
What you claim to be speaking on behalf of? Yeah. Don't let them
So
run.
it was just one of those little unfortunate little. I'm sure he was just having a day.
Yes,
you know
never
what I
meet
mean?
your heroes or even
Yeah.
any kind of respect. never meet them. They will inevitably let you down.
That's when he lost
Yeah.
He probably lost. That's when he lost the House of Rep seat to John Lewis, probably. So he was in a bad mood.
That's what. So listen, real. So I do have. I have since taken a step back since the start of the show on my level of petty. I did have another video to pull
Have
up.
you?
I may have
No, play that
because.
video. What's the other video?
Well, let me set up the video for. Are you all familiar with the concept of the Darwin Awards?
No.
Okay, so as I admit, as I get older, this is really the biggest fear, more than just death, normal scared of death type stuff. My biggest fear is earning a Darwin Award, which has been, I don't know exactly the origins of it, but the Darwin Awards are basically the award you're given when you die in some stupid way. It's like the anti-evolutionary, like you don't deserve to evolve. You've broken the chain of evolution type of thing. And I admit that I sometimes find some of the stuff funny, even as it is, so it is related to that. I will let us all, because something did happen the other day in Texas, I believe, where, just as a little warning for anybody, a TikToker trying to prepare a video for himself by dancing on top of an 18-wheeler was killed. And I saw it being presented on one channel. I found another video because the other ones were making too much fun of it, but they were presenting it as this is the latest entry in the Darwin Awards. And I do admit, I like, this is my fear. Like, I'm like, on the one hand, it's like will I go out in some blaze of glory, revolutionary blaze of glory, and then, will it just be a regular, old age, in your sleep type thing, the one we all, I guess, hope for, I guess, or will it be something truly frightening, where it's just some dumb-ish that I'm doing, and then that's it. Like, that's my fear.
I ain't gotta play it.
Now I wish I hadn't smoked before I got here.
You said you wish you hadn't or had?
Had not. Because Jared has brought the morbidity, and now I'm thinking about death. Goddamn, like.
I mean, my
bad.
bad.
Kind of describing kind of sounds like 1,000 Ways to Die. Do you guys remember that TV show?
Yep, I remember that. I remember Faces of Death.
Faces of
I
Death.
remember, all of that. And there was even a comedic film called the Darwin Awards, I think, at some point some years ago. So I don't know. I was gonna I'll
You taking a vote? Let's do it.
What are we? Can we get some disclaimers about what we're about to see?
The video is news footage from the Fox, I think, affiliate in Houston, and so it is actual news.
Okay.
So I went and found this as opposed to the one I initially found where Cass is just, I mean, they would be maybe even disrespectful a little bit, like they were like. Because they were basically like, I don't care. You do some dumb stuff like this. And they actually did make a good point. They were like, this I'm not outside enough, so I don't know. But apparently this craze of young TikTokers sort of invading people's public lives with their nonsense is becoming a bigger problem. Like, people are, like, some of these kids walk around, these popular influencers, with their bodyguards, and they like provoke fights in malls so they can stand behind their bodyguard. One kid got himself knocked out at, like, some white men, some white man at the beach was with his kids, and this one little TikToker kid comes up with some cuss words on his bodyguard's shirts or whatever, trying to act all tough, and dude knocked him out, like slumped him a little bit, like Vince got, because and then it was a question of, well, he's still technically a minor, all this kind of stuff. So it's like, I'm only increasingly becoming aware of how big a deal this is becoming, and people, they're going to people's jobs and harassing people at work, and just all to get
somebody
content.
who's doing film, and they do it. They literally do that's like, they walk up to you, and it's like some big dude, and he walks up to you like he about to fight you, then it's kind of,
there is that big black dude.
It's kind of to get your reaction or to see what you do. Then I guess later on they tell you it's almost like this candid camera thing, but who cares after that? It's like why is that?
And then somebody got killed recently. I think there was somebody that got shot. I think somebody did get shot or something.
Someone playing the murder victim written all over it. Like, in America, you won't play games with people, especially in open carry states. Okay. Okay. In Florida. Like, all right.
It's just like candid camera going crazy. Like, you know what I mean? It's no longer like these simple setups. It's really, because it's stirring emotions of like fight or flight, you know what I mean? Like, so people who are like, what's going to happen, except am I going to get hurt or stabbed or killed or whatever?
Totally.
So this is apparently, my bad, go ahead here, doctor.
Oh no, I was saying, here comes the video.
Oh wow. So this is apparently a kid jumps on the back of an 18-wheeler, and
as it's moving,
and the driver can't tell that he's there.
Right.
So he's about to, so just just be aware, everybody.
Tonight, this new video is showing a man dancing on an 18-wheeler here in Houston moments before he was knocked off to his death. This wild video was posted on the Facebook page of Grizzly Hood News. Police say this happened Thursday along the East X Freeway at Twom Street. Now, the driver apparently had no idea that the man had jumped on top of the vehicle and started dancing. He was knocked off the vehicle as it went under Twom Street. He died at a hospital. The driver is
Jesus.
cooperating with investigators.
So that thing basically hit him, and oh, damn.
So that's how a couple of kids around here have died, and not on the back of tractor trailers, but hopping on moving metro trains,
What?
trying to surf the metro trains. Google that shit real quick, Jared. 2 kids have died around here in the past year doing that. One of the parents of one of the kids is trying to get, some new, I don't know, law regulation to like maybe fence off, to deny access to people, in the open areas of the metro tracks when they're above ground and not underground, but whatever, trying to fence off that area. I'm like, y'all, how about teach your children, don't jump on top of the train. Like, yes, you can put up fencing, but bad judgment can circumvent fencing,
So I just found a video. I'm just playing a video, the news coverage of apparently in Silver Spring, Maryland, not long ago, a girl died, and I Googled it. That's literally what it's called, metro train surfing.
Yes.
And so she was apparently trying to jump on this train.
Forest Glen southward, and this is the train where this happened. Again, all we're being told is it was a teenage girl who, whether she got on at Forest Glen, we're not sure, but
so this is
lost
on
her life between Forest Glen, heading south on the red line to Silver Spring here. And again, you can see they say she clearly went from one train to the other. Whether she was standing between the 2 trains or was up on the roof, we don't know, but they are calling it train surfing. We did see this transit police officer with a backpack. We're only presuming that it was the victims, but it was the only kind of evidence that we saw being moved by police. No witnesses, friends, or anyone who was with this victim that we saw by the time we got here. But you talk to Metro rail riders this afternoon, they're shaking their heads tonight.
Damn.
And I don't understand.
It's just part of this whole, part like the extreme sports thing. And again, some of this stuff is more regulated or people are trained, but they're also putting their lives on the line with some of these extreme sports things, or these sort of filming themselves, like standing over a cliff and all that kind of stuff. And some of it is just I remember some movie a few years ago about these kids who would lay on the dividing line on the highway.
Oh, shit.
And so that, the cars are coming each way, but they would lay there, and after they got high or whatever like that. So, it's life in America. It's some crazy shit. I don't even know what else to say either about it. Yeah.
So parents, with all these social media trends, do parents familiarize themselves with these wayward trends? Or do you just assume your child has more sense than that and don't even mention it? Do you keep yourself apprised of, for example, when the kids were taking the USB cords and hot wiring Kias and Hyundais and shit? Although I must say, if I were a kid, we had the ability
oh
to
my
do
God,
that.
I would have been doing all of this shit.
Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I would have been a complete mess if
shit.
God, I would have done all of this stuff.
Why we keep it
absolutely. Oh, and the crashing into stores and robbing stuff, I would 100%. 100%. If I wasn't leading a crew, I would 100%. That would become my regular thing. I would probably be doing that all the time, especially when I was young too. When I thought I was in shape and everything, I'd have been like, I'll outrun these mall. What cop is catching me?
What mall cop is going to catch me?
Please, I will bust your jaw and whatever. I would have been like, absolutely, 100%. And the kid, quickly to answer your question, because I know ear doctors,
fuming.
I'm clearly not keeping up.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm definitely by default in the camp of I hope we've raised our children with at least that much sense. Because the train surfing I had never heard about. The Kia USB hot wiring, that's news to me too.
Oh wow, Gerard.
I'm
with them. I don't even know that. Like, I try to keep up on what the new drug trends are. Like, like that scary shit they put out to you about the kids and drugs.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that I'm maybe a little more like,
Yeah.
If my daughter likes, she wants to taste coffee, that's like, what? What do you need coffee for? What do you want that for? You're like, so I don't know. I don't know the whole escalation. And that's why there's like tight reins. It's like, I think only now is there's some little bit of loosening of like, she can go to the park as long as I'm like, if I'm going to be back in 30 minutes kind of thing, there's and she's with friends. But for the most part, it's not, I guess I don't raise my child the way I was raised. I was a latchkey kid. Like if there was trouble for me to get into, which I didn't, I could have, right? I mean, I was probably just like a little nerdy kid, but but it was there for me. You know what I mean? Like in my neighborhood, it was there. And there's a couple. I mean, and as I look back, it's like there's might be a couple of things, but it wasn't like I told somebody the story. Like we used to jump off an abandoned building. I mean, it's abandoned building, and they had the mattresses. So the sport was to jump off like the balcony of it or whatever. It's probably like a good 15 feet and land on the mattress. Like that was fun. And at the time,
I just assume all New York City children jump from roof to roof, right? Don't all know how to jump.
Oh, I've jumped the roof. Yeah, I've jumped the roof. Yeah. But again, that shit seems more tame to me than right. I don't know why. Maybe because again, in your youth,
you would want Khalib
the
out
buildings
here
aren't moving.
Roof?
Yeah, the buildings aren't moving.
Well, that's true. That is true. But gentlemen, I mean,
but you're right. No, you're right.
The reason, I guess, to be apprised, even though you have confidence, and rightfully so, in the way that you have raised your children have goofball fucking friends. You know what I'm saying? That might get your kid caught up in some bullshit because they're goofballs, not because your children did anything.
That's
my line. Be a goofball too. No, my thing is not so much. I think she's going to be led astray. Some of it is like I agree with you. My presumption is that if my kid does something wrong, it's some other kid's fault.
Of course.
But there's a little bit of me that knows better. There's a little bit of me that knows better. But for the most part, I'm thinking some wild kid influencing. But there's a little bit that knows better,
Back to the social media trends very quickly. They had a story here recently where these kids are doing fight clubs and betting on the fight clubs. And this one kid allegedly got beat up in a bathroom recently after the fight club stuff because he won a bunch of money. So the other kids knew he had money on him and beat him up and robbed him in the bathroom. And I'm like, I don't know which part of the story is wilder, the strong arm robbery of the child for his gambling winnings in the youth organized fight club. Like, what the fuck?
That's wild. No, America, that's America. That's life in America. Like certain.
Yes, very similar to Rome. I'm trying to tell you,
this
is Rome.
That's why Kim said, I need to understand the origins.
What is this exactly? Hey. Who made this? But amongst my reading, y'all, the first African-born emperor of Rome was named Severus, born in Libya. And then the lady empress Zenobia, who was out here whipping ass. And then she got captured and they brought her back to Rome in a cage to, disrespect her. But she ended up getting out and a senator married her. And they said 100 years after her death, she still had descendants in the Roman Senate.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to read about Rome. I want to
read about Severus. Severus was a successful emperor out here. Like, he didn't get knifed. All these Roman emperors got the fucking business in the end in very terrible ways. But Severus was he lived to be a decent old age. He died of sickness.
So shout out to the poet Hayru, who did, at the time Obama was getting elected, he did a poem about how Obama is Septimus Severus or something like that. He said he was him. And he was saying, shit. Yeah, he was saying that shout out, he was saying, we can acknowledge the African Pope of Rome or African Emperor of Rome, but we have to understand that that's what he was doing. He was being the Emperor of Rome.
Yes.
And that's what your boy Barry that was the point of his poem. So he was like, congratulations, motherfuckers, is what he was saying.
Right.
And speaking of congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah.
for not overproducing during that segment.
Oh, look at this. Sun's out.
I told you, yo. He's
I'm trying to get back in Kim's good
out.
grace. She said, "Could you wear a tank top?" The boy, I said, "Listen."
He's
I like it when you look nice. I love it when you look nice. When you look pretty for me. Look pretty for me with them guns out. Look at him moisturized. Gentlemen on screen, the other ones, Kamal and Gerard. Look at the moisturization of this brother. This brother he looked like lambskin, supple. You know what I'm saying? Hydrated.
Keep going.
He said he smelled like coconut oil. Oh, you always smell like the owl.
You supple over there? You supple?
I don't even know what that means. But Kim, we good now?
Yes, you're forgiven.
Cool. Thank you.
Now turn around.
Speaking
I'm
of
sorry.
Oh, damn.
I'm kidding. You ain't gotta turn around. I'm just playing.
She said I dropped my pencil.
I'm just playing.
Oops. Yo, I seen your train ride video, Jared, and I'm raising you. I'm raising you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Actually,
Now that's a train ride right there. That's in India.
Wow.
That's a regular thing over there. Now that's wild. But that's how they get around. Yeah. Man.
Wow.
Yeah. So
But everybody was sitting still though.
Right. And they wasn't doing it for clicks and likes.
yeah, they was trying to get somewhere.
yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
it was
And
real
they
shit.
understand that there's no overpass coming up that's going to slam them all down, like shave them in half or shit. So,
Yeah, exactly. All right. I guess we go ahead and take a quick break and we will get right back. Listen, we got 501 people watching right now, so that's a great thing.
Awesome.
Invite some more. Invite some more as we take a real quick break. So don't go too far, y'all. I'm talking to you, Kamal. All right. Right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. All right. What's good, everybody? Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. And yes, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare, and you can drop something right here. And we appreciate it. As long as you share. That means you care. And yeah. All right. Well, we are back in the record store, as my boy Prince would say. We're gonna go ahead and talk about a certain artist. Since we're being international, I want to take you in to a certain Brit that has been doing some great music. He goes by the name of Omar Lye-Fook. That's right, Omar Lye-Fook. Let me tell you about him real quick. He's actually coming straight out of Canterbury, and he does singing, songwriting, and he's also an actor. He studied music at Chetham's School of Music in Manchester, and some other school in London where he got to learn music. But his best song that you could hear is There's Nothing Like This. And that song right there is crazy. It was released in 1991. And he also does acting, like I said. You might see him on EastEnders as Avery Baker. That's a BBC soap opera over there. So he has numerous albums. We're talking about, he started in 1990 with There's Nothing Like This. His last album he put out was in 2017, which is Love and Beats, also Black Notes from the Deep. So he has about 6 albums or more, maybe 7. So go check that brother out, and you will see all the great stuff he has for you. With that said, let me give you a little bit, a taste right here. Come on.
Na 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 oh ho 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 ba 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 da ba ba do na 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 na. Lately me and the missus just can't seem to agree, yeah.
was dope.
Little taste.
I was having Bohemian Caverns vibes, Jared. You remember Bohemian Caverns?
Absolutely. In fact, I gotta talk to my godfather. I still have the audio recording from the last time I was there, which was a live Amiri Baraka and his band performance. When he was performing with one of his jazz combos.
So Bohemian Caverns used to be on U Street. Do I have that right,
Yep.
or was it on 4th? Yeah, okay. So U Street in DC, the formerly black area of U Street, and it at the early 2000s, it was Omar vibes in that joint. You know what I'm saying? It was Voodoo D'Angelo and the Ruts and Eric. It was all that. So that I'm like, am I in Bohemian Caverns right now listening to this Omar? That was dope.
That's exactly right.
I got to see him perform a couple times. He had a spot called Yin Yang Cafe down here in Atlanta. And this is where we got to start for India.Arie, Anthony David, the whole crew of them getting together and coming out. So, man, you talk about some neo soul and like that whole time in the 90s, that neo soul movement was great.
Well, not into the 2000s. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
with Music Soul Child and all them, Dwele, Wapale, all that. So,
Wapale.
Yes, closer.
Closer to my dreams.
All right, so that is your musical spotlight right there. I'll get you on next break.
Appreciate that, ear doctor. That was dope. Very palate cleansing. Maybe we can get back on track now. It's the Remix
Yeah,
Morning
so
Show.
I was trying to because they saying this is World Star over here. Later.
Chat, leave us alone. Leave us alone with your judgy judgersons. No.
Must every day be serious, anti-colonial, anti-white supremacy, anti-capitalist news. Damn. Can I get a little?
Well,
I guess.
what is the least serious of the serious stories that Erica has provided for us?
I was gonna say it's not a lot on here. I was like, it's just what level of trauma and pain and misery do we want to deal with today? We got everything from I mean, it is just a roster of pain. So everything from a latest on the bridge, which I kind of covered. We can go back to get some details. We got stories about police killing kids. We got Diddy news. I know you just covered that. I don't know if you want to.
I kind of didn't though. Anyway, my show, I forgot that Will, my technical director, was on spring break this week, so I didn't do a produced show. I just kind of went live and yammered about. But
well, there is one thing about. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there was one thing about the Diddy thing that I don't think we covered. Or talked about that we probably should have. And that is, and I think this is something his lawyer brought up, which was the high level of showiness and military operation to invade the house of a bourgeois rich dude who poses no kind of actual threat to the police serving a warrant. And I do think that that part of the story of how they did what they did in terms of making sure the media was there, but also folks in military armor and gear, like just like as if they're arriving at, his house is probably as big as a fucking village, but arriving at a third world village the way they do with these tanks and stuff like that. So they had these armored personnel carriers or whatever, armored trucks. And again, these folks were dressed in military fatigue, some of them. So the showiness and the way in which they did this, which was a display of their weapons to go after a music producer, you know what I mean? Like, so this, obviously the crimes which he is yet to be charged with are something that are of a serious level, but is Diddy now being suggested to be some huge gang leader or some military leader, that this is the way in which a search warrant had to be done. So again, I think that's an important part of like what was happening. Again, no charges have been pressed against Diddy. But this was a very showy search warrant meant to impress upon the larger public either what they would consider to be the seriousness, but to show off their military apparatus in terms of going after, again, a black male producer. So, I think that part of it has to be kind of brought out, or we, I just wanted to mention that because that was something that it was like, when I started looking at some of the videos and I read the lawyer's statement, I thought the lawyer was on point in terms of, at least in terms of their narrative about what was taking place in terms of the actual search, the rounding up of the kids and putting them in handcuffs. Again, the military nature of the operation, it obviously seemed to be overdrive to press a particular point on what they were doing and how they were doing it.
And now they're bringing in talking about drug trafficking with arresting some mules, one white boy, and then the girl from City Girls that he was dating. Talk about she had pink cocaine and stuff like that. So they're bringing that in now too with drug trafficking.
So I'm just showing the stories here. About 10 years ago, when we were living a few minutes away from where I live now in the townhouses down the street, I'm getting the girls ready for school, and I look out the back window and I see uniformed cops walking down the back behind the townhouses, and I was like, and then a second or two later, I hear this loud, what sounded to me like an explosion. And I quickly grabbed, got the girls away from, because they were in the kitchen. I got them away from the windows, put them in, the most, whatever thought was the most protected part of the house, and then looked out front, and it looked like the pictures we see now of Diddy's arrest. And they were coming to get the son of our neighbor who was caught up in some charges that are not that far from what Diddy's accused of. But I looked out and I was like, you gotta be kidding. First of all, the kid they were looking for wasn't even home. They had blown or taken, I don't know what they exactly did, but the front door of our neighbor's house was entirely off. And they had our neighbors out, husband and wife in pajamas. They put a gun to the 7-year-old daughter's head and pulled her out of bed.
This the white folks?
No. Oh no. These are continental Africans that live next door to us.
Okay. I'm like, is it just the white folks in Colombia?
Oh no. Oh no. They were looking for their son.
Oh wow. Okay.
Who allegedly was connected to some Baltimore Bloods. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm not even up with the latest TikToks, much less.
I mean, look what they did to Yeshatelli, right? Like the not only the military hardware, but
I don't mean to cut you off, Kamal. Just real quick, I just want to put a period. No, because even Yeshatelli is a known revolutionary trying to whatever. This dude is again out here in tree-lined streets, Howard County, and you look out front, and you would have thought, and you could see the energy. And we know these military dudes, they so happy, the flak jackets, the outfits, they can't wait to get the new toy to pull, they're like, oh, and it was, and you're like, for this one kid in this one community, you got to be, so that's all I was trying to, so
no, you're right.
So yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, because it's all about it's the showy military hardware to let us know. I mean, and again, it's not just for the people that are doing it. It's because they know the cameras will capture some of it, but it's to show off and to use the stuff that they've acquired because they have no real reason to have them in the first place. So they got to build it up to be like, oh, we got to use it for this. We got to use it for the 17-year-old kid or the 70-year-old revolutionary. And some of the stuff they talked about, like in some stories, was that even before they went in, but they put up some kind of blanket signal to stop him from having the ability to use his cell phone or to have cell phone usage stopped in the house, whatever like that. So they it's like this testing of the equipment so that they can show, or they not even just shows, they can see how this works in real time. And so part of it is again, it's not that they know that they don't need to do this. This is a desired outcome to make sure the equipment is working, to test the newest technology. So everything gets built up into these scenarios of when they did the arrest of the folks at the Atlanta Solidarity Fund. Again, these folks were accused of so-called white-collared crimes or whatever. Part of it was to do a whole show of this armored military vehicle coming down the block, folks in their fatigues, the AKs they had ready, and these were white kids, but they were not accused of having a bomb making. They were not accused of having stored weapons. None of that was on the table. The police had been monitoring these kids and the rest of the Stop Cop City movement for months, if not years or whatever at that stage. They already knew about the house was a public house around organizing. So they did all that to test, not only to test the equipment out, but again, is that showy presence of we're the biggest gang on the block. Like we're going to outdo you and show you who we are and what we have. And like you said, these cats who are pumped up from either their army years or their whatever years, their sports years when they become a cop. This gets that adrenaline flowing, and they feel like they're doing something as opposed to they're going to this is really like light paperwork. You know what I mean? You're really just moving boxes in somebody's houses. You're taking their computer. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So,
can I ask you a question? Is there any thoughts of that? Possibly that how corrupt the media and the government might be. That this might be a planned plot to take him down, regardless of not regardless, but even though we know what he's done to women and stuff like that. Do you think there could be another plot to take a black billionaire down?
I don't want to do that. My initial reaction is there's way more and worse happening, but they're happy to pick off the guilty at Puffy's level. So I don't think he's at all he's not running the ring of abuse of women and whatever. But I think and I don't think he's innocent.
I don't know that he's not.
Well, I just assume that he's not because I just assume that there's always bigger players. And as I was sort of joking the other day, it is. I am a little bit interested in the non-waspiness of the arrests and the focus. But I just know he can't. But that's just my assumption. But I don't think he's innocent, and I don't think he's deserving of some sort of radical critical critique or analysis. He shouldn't be thrown in with the COINTELPRO. I don't think so. No. But he deserves his due diligence, and I agree with what Kamal's bringing up here, that the lawyer's saying, like, I don't think it required all of that. I don't think it required, and why. And similarly, didn't they? I think one of our news stories that Erica has is that Russell Simmons was served with something. And my point being that there is a way to reach these folks without all of the conflict or the looking for that level, or putting his sons in handcuffs and stuff like that. I don't think, I'm not initially not knowing what they're going to be accused of, if anything, but I just don't. I'm thinking initially that they're just wanting to have some fun, and he's maybe not innocent, but still a relatively soft target for them.
I agree that it was a overshow of force relative to who Diddy is, what he has, and I suppose to some extent what he's at least being investigated for. And to be clear, we don't fully know the range of charges that Diddy's being investigated for. In Little Rod's lawsuit, Little Rod alleged that someone may have been murdered. You know what I mean? And so who knows to what extent all Diddy is being investigated for by the feds. But in terms of the system catching up with Diddy, I said this on my stream. Even if Diddy got hit right now by a meteorite and hit dead with a rock in the head, that's karma. I don't really care what form the karma comes in for somebody like Diddy. I'm just happy that it's coming. If it comes in the form of the FBI kicking in his door, c'est la vie. It could be the culmination and the end result of all the harm that he has put forth over allegedly decades decades. And because of whom Diddy is accused to have harmed not only Black women, but Black men, people who were in, I suppose, his service of some kind with simply dreams and aspirations, being made to do things or coerced into do things, bad things, right? And again, we don't even know the extent to what all he's being investigated for. I'm sorry, like if they run up in your shit with military style, shrugs. Shrugs. I just lack empathy. You know what I mean? But I can agree that it was a overshow of force, and I lack empathy.
Yeah, definitely not. This definitely isn't COINTELPRO or like this.
Correct.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
this is not them going after the Black Panther Party. Yeah, not.
And to be clear, even the person who was arrested on Diddy's private plane and charged with drug possession. I mean, this person, I don't think they was carrying keys. You know what I'm saying? Like they was carrying right, recreational drugs, right? And this is the person that allegedly, according to Little Rod's lawsuit, the person who was arrested is Diddy's alleged drug mule. This is who holds Diddy's party drugs and even Diddy's pistols and shit. Was he white? I didn't know he was white. I said, well, that makes sense. You absolutely give the white boy the Trump.
That's what he's in the crew for. That's the whole point.
Well, wasn't that the story? Like with when he got stopped in the limo, was like somebody else took the gun to take the rap.
Well, that's what they said. That's what they said. Shine's jail sentence was all about.
Right.
And then I've even seen some discussion where J-Lo might have to get dragged into this too, because depending on statutes of limitations and this, that, and the third, because of that whole incident. And what was because was she around when people were being trafficked?
Oh,
and whatnot, and so I'm seeing a lot of wild, like there's a lot of it's and people have said that he's. I have seen people accuse him of being worse than Epstein in terms of the levels of abuse, the tentacles reach. He's hanging out with the Princes Harrys and all of them. Like they're all at these parties, they're all at these Diddy parties, and then it's a question of, well, how big is the mansion? Were you in the wing where the debauchery was happening, or were you on the I guess the regular R-rated side of things? I don't know. I mean, it's been a lot of and Kim, I don't know if you've followed any of this part, but I'm also interested in this story about to whom he's alleged to have sold his Revolt stock. This mysterious Black owner, apparently. That in an attempt to keep it Black owned, but that's fascinating to me too.
A little bit. I saw the co-founder of Revolt give an interview, and when I tell you Diddy has the worst surrogates on earth, like this man, I was like, is this your king? Is this your are you? The man gave the response, like, at Diddy's parties, sometimes if there was third parties at the event doing other things, like, is that Diddy's fault? Like,
God.
The defense, I said, cut the interview.
That's in bad shape. That's a bad shape.
This ain't it. But where are Diddy's powerful friends? You notice that, I don't know who's come out and supported Diddy. Where's Usher? Where's
This is the time where everybody start burning their photos, whatever kind of, like on their phone, they digital, everything is delete.
Everybody's Facebook pictures with Diddy got deleted.
Mm-hmm.
But wait,
Meek Mill isn't helping him either.
Oh,
who was it?
Meek Mill isn't helping him either with his apparent whatever he's struggling with and the is he gay with Diddy, and then his whole kind of, I'm not gay.
Oh no.
Look at me. Yeah, go ahead. So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This has happened?
This is happening now. I think this is happening right now.
Oh,
this is part of this is like all these, because all these pictures keep coming out and all these clips. I've seen the clip where they're on Drink Champs and Diddy is clearly on many different things. And he's kind of flirting a little bit with Fabulous, and Fabulous is sitting there kind of like sipping his drink, like, I'm really not trying to. And dude is like, when you gonna party with me, Fab? When you gonna party with me again? Remember you used to party? I'm doing all that kind of stuff. And so you see, like, all this stuff is coming out now. The too close pictures, what were they hugged up for pictures. And Meek Mill got caught up in some. I mean, and then it's the no, you're misunderstanding. I'm not. And I mean, it's just it feels.
Oh,
I'm not trying to
wow.
make fun of it. It just feels like there's a lot of collapsing pieces here.
Whew. You guys remember
yeah.
in the 90s, early aughts, the sort of whisper speculation about who is the gay rapper? Well, there's probably several gay rappers. There's probably a lot of gay rappers. There's probably, and that's fine. But I'm not sure what the whole opaque nature of this. I'm not sure what this means necessarily for the culture. Like, if these brothers are gay, they should be allowed to be outed, or not outed. Let me rephrase. If they choose to be out at their decision, then that's fine. But like, I don't know. There's sort of some salaciousness in all this, the titillation, and I don't know. It's a
Because it
lot.
wasn't the rap scene in the 80s and 90s and the 2000s. It was the ultra masculine rap scene, and any indication thereof that you were other had to be either kept quiet in their estimation, not spoken about on the DL or whatever. Because in the rap game in that time period, it was considered, like even the phrases like no homo or no this or no that, all that's about that era of rap, which was the hyper masculinity, and on the opposite end, doing things to women to even show that you are this hyper masculine, having these kind of parties supposedly, or the videos that were made, right? All of that to show how hyper masculine and we were or they were or whatever like that. That's all part of that generation and shit. So those, like, which leads to the one lead can lead to the other, I should say, doesn't, in terms of you trying to show that you're so this, that you're willing to degrade, rape, harm, sexually abuse women in order to prove that you're a quote unquote real man. And that's part of the cultural damage that's again, doesn't get talked about a lot or enough. That is part of the legacy of a lot of hip hop. Like that stuff is part of that legacy.
Yeah, all the way to dance hall music and everything with the whole Buju Banton and what are we saying? But even Jared, Diddy was like, he's talking to Fab. He was like, so Daddy, when you gonna come party with me? He called him Daddy. and your boy Fab was like, I gotta check my calendar. I'll see what I got.
He was sipping on that drink like, I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of crazy what you talking about, right?
But
it was very
50 Cent is enjoying all this. He was like,
yeah.
Jay-Z, where you at? I mean,
Jay-Z next? Is Jay-Z next? Is that what he's saying?
He's just like, Jay, that's your man right there. Why ain't you helping him?
Hey, like, I got married and I stayed.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good. Jay
has so many friends. Where are your friends?
Wow,
right?
So Jay gonna be the
Like,
last
I don't
standing rapper from the 90s, the last standing.
I don't know.
Jay's the Jay, not only musical legacy, but now just physically the last standing
Literally the
icon.
last
You know what I mean? Everybody is being pulled down.
And listen, Jay-Z's not clean out here. I let the record reflect. Jay-Z made 2 albums with R. Kelly. After R. Kelly, I believe, had already been charged with something, though he had not been, convicted of anything at that point in time. When what was the name of the records, Ear Doctor? Best of Both Worlds. 1 and 2. And but R. Kelly's rumors were well known at that time. The child sex abuse materials that was well circulated in the community were also well known at that time. Jay-Z knew who the fuck he was dealing with and made 2 albums with that motherfucker. Jay-Z's not clean out here, kids.
That's
And he
why
still
he'll
don't want to see
never-
Solange again.
That's why he'll never divorce Beyonce.
I think the longest
That's his
running
cover for
But
life.
yeah,
No, that's his
Beyonce gives
cover.
a lot of protection.
And Beyonce got protection for him. Whatever that love is, she's holding it for him.
Shit.
I would say the 2 that's been out the longest that you don't really see a lot. Well, LL had the country song, but other than that, Run from Run DMC, like showing.
What
All
about him?
respect to them.
I
but they're
mean,
just
as in
not-
still.
They're not
They
moguls,
just they're
Not
not
having
the
no dirt.
mogul
Jay,
icon
Russell.
of their generation.
Yeah.
Run
maybe
DMC?
LL. Who?
Run from Run DMC?
Yeah,
His
but
brother is the mogul icon.
right. Yes.
Oh,
Run was a
okay.
good rapper who lucked
Rapper
out.
icon.
Who
You
lucked
can-
out.
Okay.
Why'd you say he lucked out? Come out.
Yeah, I mean, Run was all right, but come on. I mean, even in the band, DMC was a better rapper than Run.
That was always the
Whoa.
line
Everybody
growing
knows
up. I thought that was undisputed.
knows
You're
that.
saying
Everybody knows that.
Nah. I mean, nah. Lyrically, a little bit, but
A little
when
bit.
we talking about as in stage performance, MCing, Run was that dude.
Run got presence.
Yeah,
but
that's part of being an
lyrically-
MC.
Both have presence.
just
They both
saying,
have incredible
lyrically.
deliveries
They do.
too. Run and DMC delivery. Hard.
So-
Yes.
Other than that, yeah, I don't know. But big up to LL with his Rock the Bells radio for putting all these rappers on that's been out for a long time. You know,
Can
what
he
I mean?
stop with the plastic
TMB said
surgery?
Run ran to Jesus.
He did run into
He
Jesus.
did.
Wait, who got plastic surgery?
L, I said, can L stop with the plastic surgery though?
Did he?
L got plastic surgery?
don't know
Y'all
about
can't
that.
tell.
You can't look at that.
I don't
face,
look at
see
him.
that-
I haven't
what is
seen
that?
him a
That
lot lately.
Botox
Whenever-
injected face and not see that this my man is.
Face is a little tight.
Yeah.
Oh damn!
I mean,
Oh damn! Okay.
Damn.
I
but
figured
see,
he was on that PED whatever because he got that
The muscles?
the big head and neck. Well, it's the head and the neck that when they get that round shape, that's when I can start to think, oh, they on something.
Oh, he
Like
on
the
Barry
Rock, you could
Bonds.
tell. Like yeah. You could tell when the Rock started really,
Ooh,
when he was like, I'm gonna go
Shit.
all in on this, and his
Shout
whole
out to
head
The
is
Rock.
like, it's just,
Mm.
I mean, well, all right, yeah, get it, yeah, all right.
no, I'm
enjoy
sorry.
it.
I
He's like, that's one
Let's give
Botox
Tim, let's
motherfucker
give
I
Tim a little
like.
time.
I literally just have a flashback to Wrestling Rock, WWF Rock, when he would come out there in the black briefs. Woo,
Can
shit.
you spell
But
what
if
the
you-
Rock is cooking?
Yes. Yes.
So someone I lost the comment. Somebody was talking about, oh yeah, Jab think all strong old men on steroids. If you are look at the Rock that Kim is talking about from his wrestling days, and then look at him today. It's and remember he's at least 20 years older now. So
looks like the
it
Hulk.
doesn't make any
He literally
sense.
looks like the Hulk
yeah,
right now.
that's what I'm saying. You can't tell me this is not. And then again, just look at the shape of the head. You can see it. Your head don't blow like round like that, and all the veins coming out of your neck unless you got that juice.
What if
That's
it's just
not
HGH?
weightlifting.
What if it's just HGH, JB?
It's something. I don't know exactly what it is. It's something beyond I'm going to the gym. And it's not those veggie shakes that they've always promoted shit. All that
Protein
bullshit.
shakes.
All that bullshit. And it's not the special diet where I'm eating X amount of calories and this and that. No. It's them pills. It's them whatevers. It's them shots.
Scorpion King Rock. Jesus.
Again,
This is one of my
look at the-
favorite movies. I said, God damn, this motherfucker's fine the whole time in the whole movie. I'm sorry.
And I'm just saying, how do you get more muscle and less body fat 20 years later? You cannot do that. So you're saying I'm petty and jealous? This is not petty and jealous.
I don't see Shannon Sharp as doing it. I think he's just always been with weightlifting and stuff like that since football. I don't see him doing steroids.
No, absolutely incorrect. Again, look at this man's physique, which he's happy to show because he wears the tightest of clothing.
And two.
You can't be 50-something years old and be, again, it's not just the size. It's not, look. Go to the gym and look at people who have been lifting weights for their whole life without. I mean, they're in shape. They have good builds or whatever. But then look at these cats. It's mostly, I think, the shape of the head that gives it away. But it's the veininess. It's the lack of body fat. You can't burn this much fat getting this old without, because you can't exercise that much. I don't think people understand. Like you can't be 50 people walking around. Ain't nobody in their 50s looking like this without. And
But
if
you
I'm hating,
understand
I'm
The Rock-
hating. I don't give
The
a
Rock-
damn. The Rock is doing me. I want The Rock to succeed. I want all these bald, light-skinned dudes to succeed. I'm trying to stay in the mix. Him and
But The
Vin
Rock,
Diesel
I
need to
think-
reunite.
Ew. I think The Rock says he does like 7-8 hours in the gym every day, right? So this
Well,
is
that's
not
true.
this is not the regimen of someone that's getting off work at 5 o'clock
That's
to go
true.
to the gym. You know what I'm saying? For 45 minutes before they got to go get their kids from the after school activities. This is somebody whose job it is to
That's
look
true.
this way, and chances are they're not drinking. A lot of these men in their 50s like to sip. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
So they probably not drinking, no sugar, no carbs. Come on. Now, if you balling like The Rock, you can rich your way to that physique, I think, absent of
No, I
Not
don't
absent.
think so.
Not absent, no.
Zero chance. Because and I agree with you. First of all, he has his gym shipped with him. Like
Right.
his gym, his whole shit is travels with. So like, so I get you can't. First of all, you can't just take the pills or the shots. You have to put in the work. So I'm not trying to disrespect the work. So Shannon Sharp, all of them, I respect all of that work, but you can't. The point is, even with 7 hours, even with the schedule and the time to do it, you still have to have the recovery ability. You still have to have the energy. You still have to have the all of that, and you can't without the supplements. 50-year-olds don't have that. You can't. 50-year-olds are not working out 8 hours a day
Boy,
without
Ball.
supplements. Even if you have time, like you, come on, man.
Dr. Ball breaking down capitalism and the human body. Y'all got to stay
We just
around
gotta
for
be
that show.
honest, man. We 50, man. These cats, Shannon Sharp is older than me. Son, stop it.
Oh,
It's all good though. That's why when he was sitting there with Cat Williams and Cat Williams was talking about I benched 5,000 pounds or whatever and run 3-second 40s without drugs, and then he's saying, Shannon, you wouldn't allow somebody in the locker room of your NFL team to be taking steroids while you working. I'm like, my man, the whole locker room was on the shit. Get out of here. Shannon he was leading the shot parade.
Oh my
Stop
God. We're
Allegedly, all jokes. Just having fun. No, I don't really know what I'm talking about.
That's right. We just having a good time up here, y'all. This is the Remix Morning Show where we go from politics, news to
we've
this.
done no news, we've done no politics.
We did do news. We did the whole Diddy. We talked
Yeah.
about the bridge.
That's the politics of the
okay,
culture we
okay.
live in, right?
Okay.
All right.
It's
yeah,
still
so-
it's to whoever's point that said it's World Star today. I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong.
Remix.
sorry, y'all.
Speaking
sorry.
of, let's take a quick break and we go come back right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Let's get into it. A remix right here. Let's go.
I'm worth to us, woman, it's really hard to find. I'm telling you, lady, I'm only woman, not looking for the possibility. Cause I tell you, we no woman with sincerity. Someone who is always there to hold me. Show me you care up front and boldly. Don't shun my feelings, all the positive meanings of me morning, noon, all season. I wanna be loved.
Oh, yeah. Once again, this is the remix on the remix. That right there is a little remix. That right there is Afro-Cuban All-Stars with Cuban All-Stars. And that song right there is Alto Songo. That came out in 2014, mixed with a little bit of Buju Banton. We're talking about Wanna Be Loved on his Till Shiloh album, came out in 1995. And that's what it is, right here on the Remix Morning Show. Now let's go and get back to the flow in the show. Come on.
How come I'm not in the Caribbean right now, man? Listening to both Buju Banton and the Afro-Cuban All-Stars.
Oh
Like,
my goodness. I would love to be there.
uh,
Man. I know that take you you somewhere, don't it, Dr. Ball?
Oh, no doubt, most definitely.
That's fair right there.
I'm trying. I was about to say we're about to be there soon, but I'm not entirely sure now. We got some college decisions and preparation to consider that might change our plans. But yeah. But but in general, yeah, we would be gearing up for the summer excursion. Get out of here. Get to that. Although sometimes it feels like an overcorrection because you're right there on the equator. It's just like the sun is on your back. It feels like it's just on. It's like sometimes it feels like a slight overcorrection, but the vibes absolutely. And shout out to you, Ear Doctor. These mixes are incredible.
Thank you. Speaking of incredible, let's give some big ups real quick. CLLCTI.
Collectively. That's what I think they're saying, right?
I think
collectively.
You're right. New YouTube member.
Welcome.
Mayo Leak. I hope I got that right.
Mayo Leak.
Yeah. Thank you for the corrections there, Dr. Ball. Continue. We have Jeggin for $1.99. Should Vernon philosophy?
Should the Vernon philosophy apply to the news?
Oh, got you. Okay.
I think the short answer, I think, is a yes, with some slight modifications, maybe, given that we don't usually engage news the way we look to film to find ourselves. But yeah, I think we should be careful with all the commercial media that we get.
Right. Yeah. Ray Johnston, or is Johnson? $2. I love you, and I'm not digging it. Highlight.
Shout out to Kim.
Shout out to
Kim. Black Hereafter, new YouTube member. And
right on. Welcome.
Once again, kick that name, Jack the
Mal
did that one
leak?
No, that's
this
$20.
This is separate.
Come on.
Oh, okay.
That's the toast.
Oh no, but we did. We did read this one. You're right.
Did.
The Khaki Club. Yeah.
And we also 2Fs, Frenchie Francis. What is it? $10. Franny French. Working, lurking, and cracking the up. All right,
right on.
French.
Thank you, Franny. Thank you.
Old Grease. I got to see Old Grease come on Sundays when I allow people to come backstage and get on and give shots out. Had a mask on, just like the one in the picture. Maybe we have an ear doctor break to give us time to whatever. 420.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that amount right there. It's coming up too. 420 is the anniversary of the Remix Morning Show. In case y'all didn't know that.
Wow,
that's a good right on. Yeah.
Stephen Hicks, new to the channel. Thank you for becoming a new member. Enoch, Coalition, $1.99. The myth and propaganda of the 50+ physique.
That's it. That's my next book. I'm working on it now.
AJ Johnson, new member, and Black Magic gifted 5 Black Power Media memberships.
Nice.
Thank you. Right on.
Black Magic. Thank you so
much. Appreciate the love. Now we could keep giving, and that way we'll pull up your name and give you a shout out too. So that's what's that. And I'll check y'all later.
Peace.
Yeah, Maggie, you're right. I just figured out 2 Fs, and now I'm showing off. You're right. Absolutely right. So what we want to do in the last 17 minutes or so?
Well, I hate to pull us down even further, but I have to say my curiosity was piqued about whatever's the latest with Russell Simmons. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. So Erica,
listen, chat,
I'll pull this up.
Apologies. Okay, you guys have to allow us a bit of a reprieve on occasion,
Yeah. So the story here from The Root says, "Don't let Diddy's drama distract you. Russell Simmons is about to get his day in court too." Move over, Diddy. Yet another hip-hop mogul is about to join you in the news cycle for his alleged dastardly deeds, and that mogul is none other than Russell Simmons. On Monday, it was revealed that he was finally served in Bali with papers related to a defamation lawsuit filed by famed and acclaimed writer, producer, and activist Drew Dixon. As previously reported by The Root, in February, she filed the suit in New York State Supreme Court that alleged Simmons enacted a, quote, concerted and malicious campaign to discredit her, end quote. Previous allegations of sexual assault and rape at the hands of Simmons were made public back in 2017. She specifically cited a myriad of comments he made in his interview with Graham Bensinger in December of 2023. She is seeking both compensatory and punitive damages for malicious conduct. Simmons has denied any and all wrongdoing.
And again, to the way that the karma shows up, right? These are all civil charges, and not civil lawsuits, right? Like Russell's not being charged criminally here with anything. And for whatever reason, sometimes people have that standard of proof. Well, if he wasn't convicted of what she said he did, then he must not have did it. Come on, we need to get off that, okay? Because we all know the number one is a lot of innocent people convicted right now of shit that they didn't do, and there's a lot of guilty motherfuckers walking around who is yet to ever face any sort of quote unquote criminal accountability for the shit that they have done. So if in the ways that these folks, these harmful so-called predators can be collected, I'm here for that. And again, personally, anybody that systematically, intentionally harms Black women, you know what I'm saying? And that goes for any fucking body, white man, Black man, I don't give a fuck who it is. I want to see the universe catch up to them. And if it catches up to them in civil court, in criminal court, in the feds kicking down your fucking door, I want it to happen. Or if a meteorite hits you in the head, I want that to happen too. So
she hit him with the Godfather joint. If a what did he say? If a lightning strike should happen to hit my son, I'm gonna blame some of the people in this room. Kim was like, I don't give a damn.
How it
what
comes. I don't care how it comes.
Yeah,
but obviously, we definitely encourage you guys to go back and watch Kalanji's interview with Drew Dixon. It was a very wide-ranging interview. If you have not even seen Drew's HBO Max documentary On the Record, it will fuck you up. Like, it will fuck your head up.
Yeah. I watched that documentary and what she had to say about Russell, what others had to say, and then after the physical abuse, not to create a parallel, but after all of the physical abuse, is that they steal the woman's credit for her musical work, for all the production credit she's supposed to have gotten.
And blacklist her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and blacklist her out of the industry, blackball her out of the industry. It's it's not enough that she had to endure abuse, but now she's been robbed of her profession, her talent. Like, what the fuck?
And remember, this is the woman. My bad. Go ahead, Kamal.
I know just really quickly, and maybe the chat or maybe y'all know better than I. It's interesting that she's the one filing defamation lawsuits, and not, if he believes he's innocent, not him, right? If someone has made a whole documentary about you making these accusations, and you won't even go so far as to challenge them, because this is, these are heavy accusations that, again, could be a way your reputation is damaged and so forth. He has the means and mechanisms, and this is like on a particular level where it's not, this is not within your community or it's like a small thing that you can let bypass. Like, people have sued for less. And so it's interesting that this person has not decided to go after her in that way, to my knowledge, again, alleging that her statements, if they are false, obviously would be considered defamatory and so forth. That she's the one filing a lawsuit, for defamatory statements and so forth. So that's the interesting thing to behold. You never know what happens in these court cases, in terms of like what the outcomes will be. I think that she'll have more of a burden than he will, in showing the defamatory nature of it, of course. But that, that's interesting. Yeah.
And remember again, I don't mean to reduce it to this, but, and I don't remember what else she's credited for, but she had put together and conceived the idea and the arrangement of the Meth and Mary "You're All I Need" track, which personally was supposed to at one point been my wedding song. Like I was gonna get married to that joint. Like I love that song. Straight up. Come out making faces. That's how I envisioned it. I was like, I'm walking down the aisle to that joint.
That
like
rap
that's
love.
how that bop down. But Donnie Hathaway.
Who said no?
did
Who
quite
said no
well, I
to
will
that?
say.
Who said no to that?
Well, the end of that particular relationship is what said no to that.
Oh, okay.
So by the time I actually got married, I thought Donnie Hathaway was a little more appropriate.
Okay,
and I'm not mad at that either.
I'm not mad at that either. Yeah, for you, yes.
But yeah, no, the end of it was. It was
No,
the
Drew
relationship.
Dixon. I mean,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
also, again, watching the documentary, I didn't know this until I watched On the Record, but she did the show soundtrack. And trust me, while a lot of even rap heads, hip hop heads may not even know about the show, it was a documentary behind the scenes of a lot of the Def Jam stuff at that time. I remember seeing it. Jared, remember that little ass movie theater in Columbia over by the lake? Like where they only showed it had like 3 screens. Like I saw that there, right? So it wasn't like a wide release of it. But the show soundtrack from that era, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's so representative of the flavor of hip hop from the West Coast to the East Coast to the Midwest. I told y'all, Everyday Thing, Bone Thugs and Harmony, one of my favorite songs. And then Mary got a Mary joint on there. That's crazy. The show soundtrack is brilliant, and to know that was her. Like that was her. This lady, she ain't no slouch out here. Drew Dixon knew what the fuck she was doing with this rap culture. And just to think, like, again, that was sort of standard operating procedure. If you were a woman working in the culture or in the industry at that time, foolish on you if you weren't expecting some shit like that, right? I mean, I'm saying that now, but I'm sure that was not most women's mentality going into the business. Like, oh, some niggas gonna, I mean, because like shit, walking down the street, some niggas gonna, you know what I'm saying? But it takes on a whole nother level of insidiousness when it happens in your professional life because your livelihood is tied to that. What do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? Especially, what do you do with that with a person as powerful and well-known as Russell Simmons? What do you do with that with a person as powerful and well-known as L.A. Reid, as Drew Dixon alleges, who she had to fend off sexual harassment advances from? And I'm sure she was, I mean, they lucky to be alive because I that shit would have drove me the fuck crazy. I've been trying to hire hitman. You got to kill both of these niggas, okay? Like get them both up out of here because how could not one but 2 of the most powerful black men in the industry do this to her? And I'm sure we can all safely assume it was not just her for either of them, right? A litany. We don't even know. I said this on my show. I said Russell probably don't even know how many people he has allegedly assaulted, right? Which is a scary thought, but I'm sorry.
Well, that was part of, if I remember correctly, wasn't it said in the documentary that where he was seen in some clip, or maybe I'm thinking somewhere else, where he was alleging that while he was saying I'm innocent, I may have not been fully aware of everything that I'm doing because I was taking all these drugs and drinking a lot or something like that. It was one of those like Robin Thicke in the studios. Oh, did I steal Marvin's music? My bad. I was just high and drunk. My bad. I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, did I, but yeah. Yeah, and then because she had said she brought what's his name, the piano playing dude to LA John Legend, right?
And he refused to hear him because he was pissed at her.
Right. And that was part of what, and to your point, I mean, I get it, like, because what is also painful to watch and hear these stories is that in addition to, again, the trauma of the abuse is that, and not only just that it's their job, it's that this is their love. Yeah. This was like, it was not just a job. It was like, I really want to be in the culture, be doing the art and working with doing it. It's, and then to have all of that taken away in this way is crazy. So yeah, I'm with you. Get them.
And the point that also was made, I'll be quick, at the end of On the Record, that is so poignant. Like, the culture suffers when these women's voices are not there, like Drew Dixon included, lots of other women included, because either they're forced out or they walk away because they can't take it. I'm not here to be abused and paid less. You know what I mean? Like the triple abuse, the double abuse, like no. But the culture suffers for the voices that you never hear, the projects that you never hear, because it was a woman's ear or eye that would have caught that particular artist's talent. So we all lose when predators are allowed to run the fuck amok unchecked and be allowed to continue to be elevated. So
that's right. Yeah.
Speaking of elevation,
I couldn't imagine how much Queen Latifah went through. I mean, like, as many things that she did within her career.
So Latifah, I think, is a little different because Flavor Unit was sort of a force early in her career, right? I feel like Latifah, and trust me, I have no idea, like to be clear, but I feel like Latifah was kind of insulated and protected in a way. And I think because even though she wasn't outward with her sexuality, not that this makes a difference when a predator is at work, he don't give a fuck if you straight gay. If he wanted, he gonna ask for it or demand it, whatever. But I think maybe in a way, like her sexuality maybe protected her, like, you know what I'm saying? And I may be way off base with that.
She did say a lot of people in the industry tried to come at her, and I was like, I could believe it, especially all the things she did within her career, shit from movies to sitcoms to everything.
But she said if a dude talked bad about her on the street, she punched him dead in his eye.
Who you calling a bitch? U-N-I-T-Y.
Word.
Ooh, Latifah.
Big up to ZZ Lion Dad, Buju to Shiloh, the best reggae album ever. It definitely was up there.
That Buju sounded so good. Your doctor over that Afro-Cuban all-star.
That was a good one. All right, so what we got coming up this weekend?
Earn Your Liberation tomorrow morning, and I don't know if he's going to be able to tell it, but Geechee might have a story to tell about the overlap between Earn Your Liberation and Earn Your Leisure. So if you're not already planning to tune in, I think tomorrow would be the day to change your schedule. Okay. But yeah, and then Saturdays with Renee. Sundays
with the Ear Doctor at 8. I was thinking about doing a Method Man versus Redman. I'm still trying to
verse Redman.
Yeah.
That's so funny you say that. I just pulled up yesterday. I watched the unedited Whatever Man video when they did the Blues Brothers, Red and Meth. It's so classic. That shit just made me grin, and I'm like, God damn, y'all was fine as shit. The both of yous. Oh, Meth was so goddamn fine.
Why don't we get that? Why don't they do something like that? Why aren't we getting? I would love to see them team up again for some silly
hijinks.
Yeah, that would be
like
good.
they should update the Blues Brothers.
Blow up though, right? Their movies didn't blow up.
I never even watched How High.
But I would just a cult classic.
Yeah, I don't even think I ever saw it. But I would like to see them do, like, if they turned that video into a movie, that would be dope.
They could be the next Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby. Okay, anyway. Angela Nicole Walker, $5 with hugs.
Peace to Angela Walker. Yes.
Always stepping over the line. What's up, Angela Walker?
Habitual line stepper.
I am.
You know,
Chronic.
I do it for y'all though.
Obsessive.
I could help it if I wanted to.
Exactly.
Sing it, Michael.
All right. So listen, we'll be back next week, Tuesday, 8 a.m. from 8 to 10. So tell a friend it is on again right here on the Remix Morning Show as I take you out with a mix.
Get us.
Let's go.
Peace,
right,
y'all.
like this.
Hey.
1990s, Sharp Rock jumps upon the scene with a lean and a pocket full of green. The green doesn't symbolize I made it on the top, but RoboCop last year was a shock. The tone of the Popeye cut shook your butt. Kids are screaming, the media says what? Kind of music is this for you to dance to? The man with the plan and the band demands you. Leave the smack, get the crack, roll the whack, roll the ball, and the knock, keep a smile like that. Leave the knife and the gun in the store and ignore temptation set by the region.
Flow, just like water, I slaughter. A battle put me in it, I'll win it. The mission is music and rhythm back by words. All in my system by techniques I got my heart into the music I take part in. One tribe, one God, and one destiny. Just dance for me.
Sip the juice, I got enough to go around, and the thought takes place uptown. I grew up on the sidewalk while on street talk, and then taught to Oak, New York. I go to Queens for Queens to get the proof from Brooklyn. Make money in Manhattan and never been tooken. Go uptown to the Bronx and boogie down, get strong on the island of Coon and lay around. Time to build my juice back up, crop stack up, suckers get smacked up. Don't doubt the clout, you know what I'm about. Knocking niggas off, knocking niggas out, shaking them up, waking them up, breaking them up, breaking them up. Standing on shaky ground, too close to the edge. Let's see if I know the ledge. Hey, hey. I just might spare one. You give a brother a fair one. Stay alert on bees, and I do work with these like Hercules. Switch to southpaw, split to right jaw. 'Cause I don't like y'all, I'm hype for nightfall. Smooth, but I move like an army. Bulletproof down, case brothers try to bomb me. Putting brothers to rest like Elliot Ness. 'Cause I don't like stress. Streets ain't a place for innocent bystanders to stand. Nothing's gonna stop the plan.
Once again, as we take y'all to the weekend, keep tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe. Let a friend and another friend know it's on again right here on Black Power Media. And we out of here, y'all.